Alright, so we are August 1st, 6:06, 6:10, I think. Yeah, because the alarm went off because I have to buy a bus pass. I'm gonna go to the subway before catching the bus because I have to wait for the bus for a half hour, so I'll buy it there. Here we go. So I'm at the other subway, and my alarm's been going off every 10 minutes to buy the bus pass. Of course, I'm not remembering, but I'm just gonna see. It's in 23 minutes, the next bus. So I'm going back down. I'm gonna buy the bus pass. There's no one here. Good. So it's done, and it took 4 minutes. I have to write it in my little red book, which is all mangled, but that's okay. I really have to keep my mouth shut. This person I work for, I'm not gonna do a live there today because 2 days ago when I did, I only got like 10 people. Yesterday was a banger of a live. Oh, there's a metro stoppage, but not on this line, so that's okay. Let me just write here. So we're August 1st. And it is now $104.50. I don't need change, I just use the $5 bill. It gives me 50 cents change. Anyways, that's done. I have to catch up with stuff, but this morning I've been disinfecting my gloves, reusing them for work, and like water all over the place because it takes several days. Oh, this is a cool angle. Several days for things to dry up, so I have to keep tossing and turning things and fold them as I go. And that big towel is all ruined and wet. Not ruined, it was already ruined, but I tried to put it on my weight training bench and then it dripped on the floor. And I put the bags that I put they're like little white garbage bags that I use to put the gloves in to disinfect them so it doesn't contaminate anything else. I put them to dry on my weight training bar, and I was like, what's that dirt on it? Was that food? There was rust from it, so I can't hang them to dry on that. But anyways, I'll figure out a routine. I thought maybe even keeping them in the dryer, not using the dryer, but like I have clothes in the dryer right now, but if I don't, just let them sit in the dryer and use them as necessary. Like twice a day I have to kind of go through them, So it takes several days. But anyways, so I have to go to teach, and we chat a lot, right? 2 people chatting now. But anyways, so we chat, and I don't like her opinions. I don't like. I really feel she just talks and is fake in a way. I realized like when I actually asked for help, she said, "I'll get back to you," and she never does. Like from my toilet that my plumber never showed, and she did send me something for my condo problem, but I don't know. And then I'm talking about, the CPR and first aid industry and trying to run ideas by her and all that. And, it's a hard gig. And meanwhile, they only give like 20 classes a month. I'm like, why aren't you putting out more? If I'm available or whatever. I didn't ask her that. I don't want to go there because it takes an hour to get there. I feel like she controls everything. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. She's into all the gay stuff, but it's not enough. I don't know. Her morals come out a little bit, her values come out a bit, and they don't align with mine, you know? So that's tough. That is really tough for me. But I did tell her, I'll tell her things. I told her about, like, I went to the nursing school yesterday, and we chatted, and just to see where I'm going to go from that. I'm sitting on that for a bit before I make a phone call. Today, hopefully, I'll be able to call make a doctor's appointment, because there's a bit of brown here, and I'm like, is that skin cancer? You know, I'm always wearing sunscreen, so I want to minimize that as much as possible. You know, if you're pale like me, you're going to get it eventually. You just want to minimize, okay? Everything's minimizing. So, yeah, so it's tough for me when to accept that you could like someone and then not like someone. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. You can like someone but not like someone. What is this? It was a Facebook post. Yeah. So it's 7:23. I got here. I'm here. I got a text from the woman I'm working for, and she's coming at 7:45, 7:50. So that's good. It's good here. It's good to be here alone before her. Means she's slacking, which is good. It's falling apart because she puts on this front and then she kind of relaxes after and says, oh, I'm beat. I don't know, I just hate that. And she does that in front of the class and all that. I don't know, just like chill out, you know? And another thing that bothers me, the gym is right across the street. If I worked here every day, I would go to that gym across the street. That'd be cool. But anyways, like, she had asked me if I have dates free, you know, for every month. She'll put something up to try to get a class together, which is what happened last week. It was an open class, and then I gave her more of my dates. I'm like, here, I have more dates, and she does nothing with them. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you complaining after that you don't do that many classes? Are you not allowed to do any more classes? It's not her business, but. And she does work, wants to do less work, I know that. It's not a good role model for me to, like, learn how to work this business properly. And I mentioned about the guy I was doing a couple classes with, how he was making a lot of money. Yeah, it could be a little bullshit he's saying, because the way he teaches, but people like him, so that's all that matters. At the bottom of things, because that's how he makes the money, and he's only into it for the money anyways, until they kick him out for being like that. I'm not going to knock him for that, you know. But when I mentioned it to her yesterday, she was like, oh, I think it's a little bullshit, whatever. Sure, you have to be skeptical, you really do, especially if you've been in the business for a while. I agree. But what are you doing? What are you doing to help? You know what I mean? I've been nervous since yesterday. I actually woke up at like 1, and is that her? No, it's someone else with a black version of the same car. But yeah, I heard rambling. There was windy. And I'm like, oh no, not my problem with the balcony again. I have to deal with everything. It's just like, it's fucking difficult. But then I saw a video this morning with John Joseph, and I'm like, oh, my life is a breeze compared to what his was. Yeah. I'm not wearing my sunglasses because, well, I put my case and I'm like, oh, my glasses are in there. These are glasses I found in the subway yesterday, and I put them in here, and they were cloudy. And I'm like, oh, I just gotta wipe them down, whatever. I didn't take care of that because I forgot. So I can't see a bloody thing, and then I tried to wipe them down in the when I was in the bus, and they're scratched on. It's like the lenses are all like scratched up. Now that I look through it, it's like everything's scratched. I'm like, are these even working? Might as well put them on here because I'm standing. Maybe get some protection, but I doubt it. I'll stay in the shade. So there's that. God damn. I'm gonna throw them out afterwards so I don't have that problem again tomorrow thinking that I have glasses in my case. All right, before I get off to the gym today, we're Saturday, August 2nd at around 7:42 or 7:12. I don't know, I'll check it in a minute. I got this at Walmart 2 days ago for $1 something, and it's got the old Hero Black 4 GoPro. It's got everything for the GoPro. So I feel accomplished because it's all in this. And I have clips I need to kind of put into the laptop, but this organization makes me feel real good. It frees off this space. I know I have this, like I have some things, but it just that makes me feel very accomplished, and I could see clearer. And for the past couple of days, I wanted to clean that mirror. Maybe that mirror, I'm not sure. But that mirror seems doable now because of that, because of doing this. That floor next to the bench press machine seems plausible because I wiped it down with one of my old rags while I was letting my gloves that I recycle dry because it leaked all over, and I'm like, hey, I could possibly go by hand and clean that little section. So my mind is getting a little open. Like I have a lot of resistance to stuff, you know, procrastination and stuff, and it just kind of got to keep things moving. Today it was really bad because I worked a lot yesterday with, I was gonna say kids, but they were really rowdy, but it was, well, fun. I mean, I'm getting better at teaching kids. I don't have everyone quiet and all that. I let them get rowdy and I just kind of guide them and distract them, and it goes up and down. Like that's what I learned. But when that happens, the person who hired me, like people were coming in to complain, too much noise, or screaming. They all knew each other and they're all really loud. I'm not a babysitter, right? It didn't bother me. You know what I mean? Even when I teach, and some of the people are distracted and they're talking and all that, I just keep going. I'm not gonna. I've done it a few times because adults are like that too. When adults are like that, then they get the boundaries because, like, no. But when kids do that, but they're supposed to be camp counselors, but hey, doesn't mean they're mature. But yeah, so we're gonna see what happens with the next class next Friday because yeah, I have put boundaries on kids. When I taught at the library, and it was me with 30 kids, no help, which is usually the case, and which is fine. And then it was in the synagogue with a library underneath, and it's like, oh no, maybe it was a library. I'm mixing a couple up, and then they came up this was at the end because they were all being rowdy and they were waiting for their parents and stuff like that. Everything was finished, but they're waiting, and they're like, they came up from the library and say, oh, it's rowdy, they got whatever, be quiet. And so I said, okay, we gotta be quiet and all that. And of course, the kids were quiet for about 15 seconds, and then it started again. So I'm not angry. I just kept it going in the sense that every minute I'd be like, okay, remember I said we gotta be quiet because of the library downstairs. I did that for about 7 times, right? As I was, writing everyone's certificates. That's why it was taking long at the end, because there was like 30 people. I have to do 30 certificates. Some did not get any because the person who gave me the contract, they didn't print, there wasn't enough, right? There were more people than expected, which was sad. One girl, she was like near the end of the list because I went by order of the list, and she was devastated. Her father came, and like she was really sad, and I'm like, so I hope she got her certificate because I had to tell, my employer, whatever, you have to send her a certificate. She didn't get any, but I didn't follow up. So I hope she got it. Otherwise she's traumatized. But anyway, so around the 5th time of telling them, look, we have to be quiet, gotta keep it going, I started adding, if it keeps going, I'm gonna have to start separating you. So then the 6th time happened. I said, look, the next time I'm gonna separate you. And then the 7th time, I'm like, no, that's it. You go there. But my bad, but my fault, my bad. No, go there. You go there. I just don't like doing that. You know what I mean? But when I first started teaching with kids, I taught gymnastics. But I was like, not even an adult, or barely. But it's not the same. I did have a situation happen, but yeah, that's not affecting me right now. But the first time I was teaching, it's a it's a course for it was in the school. Someone called me to do it, and she had to stay with me because she didn't realize I didn't have that little prerequisite course, which I had to take online. But everyone was quiet. I did see that it kept getting escalating. So a little bit out of control. So it was a lot worse. But the woman, but I just keep it going. You know what I mean? But the lady who was with me, who hired me, like she was able to like get them to like be silent. And I'm like, wow, I got some learning to do, But she ghosted me. She never gave me any other contracts. And I got the certificate because of her. So that sucks. So I'm getting all the experience I can. You know what I mean? Anyways, let me get out. So it's 7:55. It's a nice day. I have my little sweat out. Because I saw the sun. So I was like, I'm going to cover up because I don't want, the sun damage. But it's perfect for this. It's a little cool breeze. It's nice. I'm actually, as soon as I got out, I'm like, you know what? Go to my favorite hangout in Chinatown. Go to the other subway and then transfer. Like, dude, do that over again. That will get me my steps. But it's just I like to see that. I haven't done it for a while because of my schedule. And what is it, a tow truck or police? I think it's a tow truck with all those lights flashing. And there's more lights flashing there. But anyways, I got like over 10,000 steps yesterday, which is weird. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary, except went to get groceries after, which was, I was like in a daze. because after teaching that class with the kids, but also being off caffeine, also just accumulated fatigue, all that crap. So I'm foggy-headed today, but that's normal. I sound like Recovery International Group, which I haven't read their quotes for a while, but yeah, accepting certain things as normal, regular. Oh, Alcoholics Anonymous, I've seen that before. See that little poster at the door? Right here. Okay. Oh, no, you know what? Even that, after the groceries, I went to the bank to take out the money that I e-transferred to make sure I have it at home in cash. That too. And of course, it's a long trek from that place where I teach with the woman who I have to be careful. She obviously has a certain values, certain morals. Not for me, in that sense. I'm gonna go down here. But what I'm learning, and this has been over a week at it, because of my schedule, because I realize this is my life. What helps me is at least getting something regular in sleep, at least 6 hours on the bad days, which means my routine has to be sharper, which means do not sit down and take a nap before going, you know what I mean? Between each part of my routine. And yesterday was very trying for that. I got home at 7 something. I had to send out the bill and I forgot about it. And I sent it out at 8:20, but I did it. And I forgot about tomorrow's class at the regular spot, the community center. They actually sent me the list. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even send a message to say that. I completely forgot. That's how preoccupied I was, right? And hold on. Yeah, just deblocking everything on 2 caffeine pills. So yeah, switching to the caffeine pills because I'm running out of pre-workout and I don't want to get into the other stash. I will probably begin looking for another seller on Facebook Marketplace, so I have the plan B and plan C. I was not able to call the doctor yesterday because all the kids came when I taught. They came early, so we started at 8 instead of 8:30, and I was there early, but whatever. It's just like, that place, it's not as organized as it should be, and I'm sick of all the criticisms from her part, and at the end I was like, well, how come you're only doing like 20 classes per month? And she has an excuse for everything, and it's like, we're not really aligned. You're not really trying to make money. So you just complain at this. I don't know. It's just like, it irks me. But it took me time to get to know her. But just accept it for what it is. Don't open my mouth and say anything insulting. Hopefully she will not see this. Which she doesn't. Because she was asking me, do you still do your lives? I'm like, yeah. She doesn't go out looking for it. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, why did you seem enthusiastic when I first started to do it? And you're full of shit. I don't like that fake positivity, I hate that. I think that's just like the mask you put on. And then the real side comes on, you're being hypocritical. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's because you have an ordinary life, which is normal. It's okay to have an ordinary life. That's the thing. We all need to be into that. But it's not what you want, apparently. Because it comes out in little spurts. So, there's that. But she is motivated to take the first responder course because I had mentioned it about me. Now, do I like being an influencer like that? I used to. I don't give a shit anymore. You know what I mean? Do what you want to do. I still got to keep going with my life. You know what I mean? So, not convincing you of anything. Or trying to. Not trying to. So I just walked by it and you see how I just did that? I walked by my favorite place and just kept going. Fuck, I was so preoccupied at the moment right now. Look at this. I like little things like that. All right. Breathe. It's the last little stretch of this little hidden pathway. I like this brick wall. Greenery. And I think this is an old age home or something like that. I don't know. And I like stuff like this little door hidden. Someone's front door. So, getting back to what I was saying, I don't know, I never showed this building, huh? It's really, I see it better without the camera. It's closer than it appears in the camera. So that's getting into, you know, old Montreal. I don't know what that building is. Sorry. But, yeah, so yesterday I got home at like 7 or something. I sat down for a bit to oil my hair and comb it out. I said, I want to do that. That went well. And eat, you know. And then my routine, I had to push myself. The shower, keeping up with the showers. Because at the time, during the winter, I will not. I'd have that plan B, but during the summer, I think it's better. Anyways, the shower, had the back buff, had the baby oil for the back, keep that moisturizing going, keep the lotion for the moisturizing of the upper body. It's been 3-4 days of that. My back might be starting to break out, so it might be too much, I don't know. But everywhere else, it's fine. Putting on my socks with the Vaseline, the compression socks. I added alpha hydroxy acid just to see what that would do for my a little discoloration, but it makes it harder to put on the Vaseline, so I don't know, we'll see how that goes. So I did all that, brushed my teeth 3 times, flossed 3 times, covered my head, went to bed after 10 o'clock. So it was later than it usually is, but it's fine. It's not 2 o'clock in the morning. And it was within a decent amount of time. Because I did get home at 7 something, so my routine was faster. Let me stop here. Yeah, so then I did not set the alarm. So I'm like, I need to get more sleep, right? Because if I tried to get up at 4, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's under 6 hours, but I'm already more tired than usual, or more groggy, or whatever. So I was like, no, try to get some more. See what you can do. You know? I got up once to go to the bathroom. I don't know what time it was. I was like, no, need more sleep. Go in. Got up at 5:45. Started to feel okay, except for, you know, I still have, it's like a sinus. I will say it's like jet lag, you know, because of going to bed an hour a little later, which screws me up and everything. So I don't worry about that. Because, probably feel better than that later on, right? So then I got up and just started with the routine, you know, and fixed up the gloves that I'm disinfecting and all that stuff, and just try to just keep it going. So here I am, and I'm happy about that because it's what needs to be done. I'm out at a respectable hour, and that allows me the freedom to get my day done with less time wasting. You know what I mean? So that's the point, right? There we go. Still trying to get myself right. I'll probably take another caffeine pill, or probably the rest of my pre-workout, which I have the container, once I get to the gym, you know. Also, the benefit of doing this, like not sitting down and relaxing to take too long to get ready, and this has always been a problem with me. Even when I was diving, I've been thinking about diving the past 10 minutes, because I don't know, living conversations in my head that I would have with the woman I work with. Like, I end up saying things that I don't usually tell people. So even when I was diving, like, I had long hair, and after the diving, even before, I would just like preoccupied with the hair to make sure it's protected for the diving, and then afterwards taking care of it in the shower before leaving. So it was always a routine, which took longer than most people who were there. So I was always like that, you know. So I guess I liked it, but so shortening everything and not taking breaks and just kind of like pushing through it, and of course modifying it as needed to not take too long, has benefits. Obviously, I get to go to bed earlier, I get to get out earlier, I get to focus on the other part of the day, you know what I mean? So important, regardless of how I feel on most cases, you know, just accept that. You know, if you feel crap, just keep doing it. It's going to be slower, but see how things progress from there before making a decision, you know, to nix everything, you know. So yeah.